Hey guys, Joey, and you're listening to the Pastor with No Answers. Head on over to pastorwithnoanswers.com. Connect with us on social media, Patreon, all those sorts of things. If you don't want to do any of that, leave us a rating on iTunes, only if it's a really good one. Actually, whatever you want to do, we would certainly appreciate it. Now, to get to the meat of this episode, you haven't heard from Godless in a while. That's Godless from the Metal Podcast with Chuck and Godless. And I wanted to treat you to something. Godless has been doing some recordings with his son, in which he entitles these mini episodes Raised Godless. And this is exclusive material to the Metal Podcast Patreon supporters. And now we're making it available to you this one time. Pastor with No Answers listeners gets to listen in on what it's like to be raised godless.
Welcome to Raised Godless. I am Godless, and I am here. I want to introduce you to my son. We'll call him Dude. Dude, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. So Dude was raised in a secular home his entire life. And now that he's a little bit older, and you might notice his voice is a little deeper than the last time we did an episode of Raised Godless, he does have, I think, a pretty good perspective on what it's like being raised in a secular home. Atheists want to know if it's okay to do so, and Christians want to know how crazy I have been to try. So, welcome.
Hello.
So first thing I want to let you know is that I love you, and I want you to know that you can please be honest. And know that anything that you feel right now and that you honestly feel right now and communicate may change in the future. So feel comfortable with that, okay?
As always, yes.
Now, first question is that your voice is a lot deeper and you've been getting a lot taller and a lot bigger. How are all the changes going? You feeling good?
Yes. Okay.
So the other thing is that people who have been listening to the Metal Podcast know that a couple weeks ago I was talking about how you recently had eye surgery. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about that. I guess the first question would be, did you pray before or after the surgery in order to get some supernatural assistance to your eye healing?
No, I think it was funny because beforehand I was actually just making fun of how gruesome some of the things that they might do, and obviously they would all be very exaggerated and ridiculous, but it was kind of funny because I just make fun of the fact that I was getting an eye surgery, but it wasn't really that bad. It was a couple of drops, so yeah. That's good.
And but you didn't feel like the doctor needed some help? You didn't feel like, were you worried ahead of time that perhaps this might, ruin your eyesight altogether?
No, I kind of just trusted on the experience of the doctor. And, it was just kind of a bit of trust there, I think. And
do you think that despite the fact that you didn't pray for God to heal your eye, that your eye's been healing okay despite that?
Yeah, it's been healing very well. We went to a checkup about a week after the surgery, and the doctor said that my eye was a lot better than it was beforehand, so that was definitely very good news, and I don't think I needed any God to help me out with that.
Now you've got the other eye yet to go. Are you nervous about that one?
I'm only nervous for the week that I will have some rough vision, but that's just the eye drops, and so things will look a bit different, but that is just the eye drops and how they work, and I've realized that after doing one eye already. And I'm worried for the week that after I do the surgery, because it will be very different than usual, and that is my good eye, so I won't be able to see very much. But on the other hand, I'm hoping that it gets even better than before.
So you're going to be in, eyes closed for like a week, just sitting around, not looking at anything.
Yeah. I was kind of that beforehand, but now I'm probably going to be bumping into things a bit more, which is fine by me, because as long as it heals and does better, all's good.
Yeah, it's almost like you're going to be in solitary confinement for a week. It's like you've been grounded for something that you didn't do yet. Well, that's a question. Like, do you think that, like, perhaps because you were raised secularly, that perhaps God is trying to introduce himself to you by blinding you? Sort of like the story of Saul in the Bible. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one.
I guess no, I don't think that would be the case. I don't know why that would be for me, but I don't know.
So why do you think this happened?
Like, as in, why did I get the disease that I got beforehand? I think that's just genetics. There apparently some of my ancestors had bad vision in the past as well for them, so I think that's just something that may have been passed down.
I know your mom has really bad vision. That's how she ended up with me.
You insult yourself too much.
Well, you're very polite. Are you angry about this at all? I mean, especially with the idea that, like, you had this disease and your mother and I didn't catch it. Are you angry in any way at anybody or anything?
No, I don't think it's necessary to be angry at anybody. It's nobody's fault. As I said with the ancestor thing, it's something that even you and Mom and you guys couldn't help it, so before then it couldn't be helped either. And so even now for me, I'm not angry. It's nobody's fault. It's not my fault. It's not superficial being's fault. It's
superficial or supernatural?
Supernatural.
A superficial supernatural being.
I don't think it's the fault of anybody at all. Not myself either. It's just things happen. Different people have different problems. I know you have some spine problems and back problems. I have my eye problems. It's different people have different things. So I don't think anybody is at fault here.
Are you hoping for a miracle to fix your, especially your bad eye?
No, because I don't think I understand what is really wrong with my left eye or my bad eye, and I don't, even though it's so bad, and I think it would be great if something happened to it, but I think that would be healing, and even then I think it would be unnatural for something to all of a sudden happen, and even if it did, I would probably just shrug it off, because I've had other moments with I broke my arm a long time ago, and it ended up healing very, very well and very quickly, and was stronger after than it was before I broke my arm. So
that's a miracle.
I don't think it's a miracle, but I think it's just I have got some good healing.
Good healing going on.
Yeah.
But you don't think it's a result of, I mean, what do you attribute that to then?
again, I just attribute it to healing and whatever
Biology.
whatever I was eating at the time. Maybe it was like I was eating lots of vegetables, so that was good minerals, or I don't know, other, the health benefit type things. I guess something that is interesting though, that I kind of forgot about it a long time ago. Closest to a so-called miracle I would have ever gotten to is where when I did break my arm, I ended up getting a wooden chip in my head, and it did make a hole, which that hole, literally a hole in my head, ended up healing. But
With the wood chip?
yeah, well, not.
Is there a wood chip in your head?
No, there's no wood chip in my head. It fell out after, and then there was just like a bandage or something was put on it, and it was kind of odd because I remember without the bandages going off the playground, and I remember that everybody was just staring at my head. I figured it was odd because my arm was the thing that was really hurting, yet my head, everybody was staring at my head, so I was kind of confused. But then, and when I ended up getting a chance to look at myself in the mirror, it wasn't really there, so I don't know.
Well, your head is better looking than your arm. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, we'll wrap up in a second. So I appreciate your perspective on all this. I guess in general, now that it's been almost a year, maybe a year since the last time we recorded Raised Godless, have you gotten any different or different perspectives on theism and what you think of when it comes to supernatural beings and their influence on Earth?
I don't know, because I don't think I would have remembered what I thought in the past versus what I think now, but I'm still atheist as of now, and I don't think I think any differently from beforehand. Only thing is that I guess would be interesting is now I have more of a perspective on spiritualism, which is kind of interesting. There's some other things like I don't know, Buddhism, for example, but they're more, I guess, the ideals of those religions, those kinds of things that make sense to me more. Not more than atheism, but more than theism for Christianity or other religions like that. So
cool.
Yeah, I just have more of a perspective on the spiritual things, but I'm not spiritual, but I have more of kind of an idea of it. Our school is doing things like mindfulness. I think it's kind of silly, but it's fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you want to say before we go, or you good to go?
No, not really.
All right. Well, I know a lot of people have been sending me wishes that you get well and that you're doing all right. You want to say anything to anybody who's been sending notes on Twitter and email and other?
Thank you very much, everyone.
Cool. Well, I'll be seeing you next time. Hopefully that'll go both ways. We'll see. Yeah, whether you'll be seeing me in the future.
Oh.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for tuning in to Raised Godless, and we'll be talking with you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
I tried a million times to understand it, and I thought I did. But at the bottom of this, there is a panic